My name's Stephen Vere from the Scottish Futures Trust. Annie's conclusions could pretty much have been my speech. All this about not giving grants, leveraging in funding, looking at paybacks, trying to do some of the longer term stuff is very much at the heart of what I'm going to talk about today. John spoke about policy, gave us the policy context, which was great. Gina talked about the policy, but also the need to actually bring in projects on the ground that can actually make a difference. And Annie talked about some of the good work that's been done in Scotland and how we can do more. I'm now going to talk a bit about some of the support that is in place and also some of the procurement routes that we are looking to put in place to support projects in Scotland. Scottish Future Trust is all about supporting the public sector to deliver efficient and effective infrastructure. My focus today is on the work we're doing low carbon. It's about meeting the carbon emissions that John talked about, but for me it's about a lot more than that. It's about saving costs. It's also about economic and social benefit. And the reason I mention this is my belief is that if we're going to make projects actually happen in the ground, we need to tick the boxes, not just of the energy managers, but also the FDs, the estates directors, the people across organisations. And by doing this, we can actually drive forward projects and implement them. I'm going to talk about 4 areas that SFT are involved in. It's going to be a bit of a whistle-stop tour because I know we've not got much time, so I'll keep it brief. At the end, my details are there. I'm also around today, so if people want to talk further, please come and chat to me. The first is hot off the press. It's a bit of a mouthful, the name, the Low Carbon Infrastructure Transition Programme. If people have suggestions for shorter names, then feel free to email me. I've got a good filter in my email, so no abusive emails, please. Low Carbon Infrastructure Transition Programme is much more than SFT. It's actually it's a team set up by Scottish Government. There was a recognition, the feedback we've had is that there's a lot of bodies working in the low carbon sector, supporting projects, and it can be quite difficult to work out what bodies are doing what, and communication is difficult. So government took that feedback and have set up a team of people who not only work together, but we actually sit together a number of days a week, and this only started in January, but already it massively improved communication. You've got Scottish Enterprise, whose focus is on supporting the private sector. You've got High and Scottish Government, who are focusing on community projects. Scottish Future Trust is focusing on public sector projects, and Scottish Government also has an investment angle in here. It's backed by £160 million of EU structural funds over the next 6 years. Annie will be pleased to hear that this is not about giving out grants. This is about supporting projects to get themselves to the position where they have business cases that can attract other investment, whether that be GIB, whether it be private sector investment. It's about accelerating projects and overcoming barriers. So there's 3 stages, if you like, to the approach we're taking. The first is the catalyst stage, which is really about supporting projects through that whole developing the strategy and delivering feasibility studies. There is the development stage, which is about business cases and getting robust business cases developed that can attract finance. And there's what we call a demonstrator stage, which is about supporting technologies that are proven and are deliverable. And I'm emphasising that because this programme is about delivering on the ground. But technologies that perhaps haven't been delivered widely in Scotland, and so looking to support those. I've put a long list on the screen of areas that we're looking to support. It's perhaps easier if I briefly tell you the areas that we're not focusing on, and you can read the ones on the screen. We're not focusing on offshore wind because that already has support. Similarly, marine technologies. The focus is not on onshore wind unless it has a small scale with a real communities angle to it, and also non-domestic unless it's part of a wider project. And the reason I'm saying the things we're not is because it's actually really broad what we're looking to support. We're looking to support the wide range that are listed on the screen in front of you. If people have questions about this, please come and chat to me or email me, because I realise it's just a new area, and we'll pick up any questions you have. Right, street lighting. Annie mentioned street lighting, and we've been working closely with Salix on this. I'm just going to give you a very brief update. For me as a chartered accountant, this is a fantastic story because it makes such financial sense. The paybacks are 5 to 7 years in the LED street lighting projects. The savings in terms of carbons and electricity are 60 to 70%. So the question for me is, why wouldn't you do it? And actually, we're working with just over half local authorities. We've now got 30 million implemented of projects, working with Annie's team on that. We've got another planned 120 million over the next 3 years, which means there'll be 150 million of investment. There's a Scotland Excel framework for materials, and they're currently in the process of setting one up for works. Scottish Enterprise have got a retrofit research call out around supporting SMEs and retrofitting street lighting. And last but not least, SFT have got a toolkit just developed, which helps local authorities deliver the business cases, and I believe, I'm told the toolkit is absolutely fantastic. I recommend you go on our website and have a look at that, because it basically helps you populate a business case. There's a model there that you feed your data into, and it gives the outputs needed for a business case. Non-domestic energy efficiency. This is an area I'm particularly focused on. Annie mentioned about needing routes to procurement, and she also mentioned about bundling technologies. What this is about is looking at doing energy efficiency in non-domestic buildings in the public sector. But what we are looking to do is not just the short payback stuff. We're looking to bundle it together and do something at scale to accelerate support in this sector. We're looking at guaranteed energy saving contracts. So the private sector come in and support you and help you scope the project, but in return they guarantee savings. And this is great because it works for FDs as well as energy managers. We're in the process of developing a framework, and there will be a PQQ coming out this week to the market for contractors to be on this framework. This is intended as going to make a big change to the way we do non-domestic energy efficiency in Scotland. And it also ties in with the regulations that Gina mentioned about where there's going to be a requirement to have your buildings of a certain standard. Last but not least is district heating. Scottish Future Trust works as part of the heat network in Scotland, and we are, our role in it really is around, if you like, the whole financial structures for district heating projects, and around accountancy treatment and VAT stuff, all that stuff that interests accountants and lawyers, but maybe not other people. We're working on a number of projects with Glasgow City Council and Edinburgh, who are developing ESCOs. We're also working with Falkirk Council on the Grangemouth project. We've got a number of papers. We're about to release a paper on setting up ESCOs and some of the things you want to consider. We're also going to have one about district heating models. I think John's about to come on shortly and we'll give you more detail on district heating actually on the ground. This is an area that my colleague Paul Mosley focuses on, so if anyone wants further information, get in touch with me and I'll put you in touch with Paul. For me, low carbon projects are not often easy to deliver. They can be tough to actually implement, but we need to remind ourselves that that's why we're all here in this space. If it was easy, people would just be getting on and doing it. I'm encouraged by the fact, I think if you're going to be doing low carbon projects, as I think Annie alluded to, Scotland is a great place to be because there's a real focus on it and a real recognition that we need to make things happen. I'm really encouraged by the low carbon infrastructure transition programme and the support that is going to be there for projects, and welcome people if they have projects that are going to deliver the carbon savings, if they are willing to match funds, so they're looking to do business cases and willing to put your own money in there, but are looking for some match funding and support, then please come and speak to us. As I mentioned earlier, it's not about grants, it's about giving you the support to allow you to progress these projects. And that's it for me. I've hopefully kept it brief. And anyone's any questions, feel free to have a chat. Thank you.